Alright, so I'm just going to read the top. You're good. It says, if b is greater than 0 and b does not equal 1, and x is greater than 0, then the log base b of x equals y. So can everybody just kind of over here in the corner write the log base b of x equals y. If and only if b to the y equals x. Again, in Algebra 2, you learn to convert logs to exponents and exponents to logs. Do y'all remember calling it the loop, the cloud, something along those lines? So you start at b to the y equals what? X. B to the y equals x. That is how you turn a log into an exponent. What if you have an exponent? You can do the same thing by saying log base b of x equals y. So the loop, the cloud, whatever y'all called it, either way, it'll work. Okay? This statement indicates that log base b of x is the exponent to which b must be raised in order to obtain x. Therefore, when evaluating logs, remember that a log is an exponent. Now, I'm going to do this right here, the basic properties, real quick. If b is greater than 0 and b does not equal 1, if x is a real number, then we know the log base b of 1 is 0. If I do my loop, what is this saying for exponents? B to the 0 equals what?
1.
Do y'all agree anything to the 0 power is 1?
Yes.
That's what this is saying right here. A log base b of 1 is 0. What about log base b of b equals 1? What is this saying if I do the loop? B to the 1 equals b. Do you agree anything to the first power is itself?
Yeah.
Cool. Log base b of b to the x equals x. Y'all, what can I do, unless you're answering me, what can I do if I have a base here and a base here? A log base and a base. These cancel, and what are you left with? X. What if I have a base raised to the log base b of x? They cancel, and what does it equal? X. Okay? So now let's go up. Just like exponents, you are trying to find the same base. So if I have a log base 3 of 81, what can I turn that into? A log base 3 of, what can I convert 81 to? But I want it to have the same base. 3 to the 4th. Do y'all agree 3 to the 4th is 81? And so, what can happen now? They cancel, and what am I left with? 4 is my answer. We just evaluated this equation, or expression. Let's do B. I have log base 5 of the square root of 5. How can I rewrite that? Five to the 1/2. And then what? Cancel. What's my answer? 1/2. Questions? C. Log base 7 of 49. 1 over 49. That is log 7. Say it again. 7 to the negative 2. Because the negative makes it a fraction, and 7 squared is 49. Cancel them out. What do you get? Just negative 2. Do I have any questions about A, B, or C? Am I going too fast? Okay. If I have log base 27 of 9, can I turn 9 into a base of 27? No. If you cannot turn it into the base, my suggestion is going to be to turn it into an exponent. So look up. I'm going to make this equal x. How do I turn this into an exponent? What's my base? 27 to the x equals 9. I just turned that into an exponent. We just took a test on this. How do I solve for x? Common base. What does 27 and 9 have in common? So do you agree I could say 3 to the 3 equals 3 squared? So many of y'all did this on your test. Is this right? No. What did we do? What did I just do? So many of y'all just dropped x's off on your test. Just poof, gone, forgot about it. It was probably because you were working too fast, but please make sure you don't just poof, gone some x's. So this should be 3x. All right, now what? Drop your base, and you're left with 3x equals 2. What's my answer for x? X equals 2/3. Check if that makes sense. Does 27 to the 2/3 equal 9? 27, what's the cube root of 27? Squared? So that's why this is technically saying the log base 27 of 27 to the 2/3. But again, you don't have to do that as long as you did this. Okay? You're going to have one of these on your quiz, both quizzes, your assessment and your test. You're going to see this a ton. Okay? All right, I want you to do ABC on example 2. Go. You do ABC on example 2. Edwin, come on. ABC on example 2. Give you 30 more seconds. Say it again. Okay, did you get this for the start of A? So what's my answer? 3. For B, did you get this for the start of B? By the way, do y'all agree these are pretty basic, pretty easy? I still want you to show work. You don't show work, you're getting points off. It's easy work to show. Do it for me. Also, I do want to let you know, your test, which is 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today is your test. Your test is exactly like the expo test. You're even going to get it and think it's the expo test because you're going to have a couple true false, a couple fill in the blank, 2 graphs, open it up, simplify, on the right side solve. It's literally the same format, same everything. Just what's this test going to be over? Logs. So it'll be another quick test as far as y'all felt like yesterday or the other day you finished too fast, right? It'll be like that. Maybe not everybody. All right, do y'all agree C was just bam, what is it? Is it really that easy? Yeah. It really is. All right, D makes up for that because D is a little bit more complicated. Let's break this down. Log base 7. What is 49? 7 squared. What is the square root of 7? Does everybody agree that's 7 to the 1/2? Do you agree I'm multiplying these because there's not a plus sign in between them? It's multiplying. So what can I do when I have the same base? So this is going to be the log base 7 of 2 plus 1/2. What is 2 plus 1/2?
5 halves.
How'd you get 5 halves?
4 halves plus 1/2.
Do you agree 2 is 4 over 2? And what's 4 over 2 plus 1/2? So this is the log base 7, 7 of 5 halves. And William's right. What's my answer? 5 over 2. Let me zoom in for those that have not great vision like me. Yeah, front back. We probably won't finish just because the class is shortened. But we're going to try to get as far as possible. Okay, any questions on example 2, these? All right, I'm going to move on then. Next, the common log. The common log is a log with base 10. You're going to hear me call it common log. I often don't write, it's often not written with a base. It is y equals log of x. What this really is y equals log base 10 of x. But again, we never really write it with the 10. It's common knowledge, if there's no base, it's a 10. Okay? The inverse of this is y equals 10 to the x. All the properties we learned above apply to the common log. So, this right here, log of 1 equals 0, means what? 10 to the 0 power is 1. The log of 10 equals 1. What does this mean? 10 to the 1 is 10. And what happens when you have the common log with 10 raised to the x? They cancel. And what happens if you have 10 raised to the common log of x? They cancel. Do I have any questions about that? So how do I do A? What is the log of 0.001? Well, how could I rewrite this? Do y'all agree that's 1 over 1,000? Right? How many zeros is that? So this is saying the same thing as log of 10 to the... Why negative 3? Because it's a fraction and then there's 3 zeros. Does that make sense? What's the base here? Even though I don't have anything written, it's 10. So what's my answer? Negative 3. What about B? What's 10 raised to the common log of 5? Just 5. They cancel. That's it. C. The common log of 28. Thank you. 26. Can I turn 26 into a base of 10? No. And if I were to do the exponent thing, do 26 and 10 share a base in any way? If you can't do anything, I would like you to go to the calculator. Type it in. Now, are you going to have a calculator on your test? A Desmos calculator?
Yes.
No, you wish. 1.41 is the answer. You will not have Desmos on your test, so you will not be asked to do this on your test. Okay? If you have it on a homework, you can just use your homework. However, do you see how I require work on every problem? This right here was work. I crossed them out. This would be the only one I don't require work on, but just right, I put it in the calculator. Okay. What about the log of negative 5? Let's plug that in the calculator. What is the log of negative 5? Why?
Because it can't be negative.
Can you ever do anything to a 10 by raising it to anything to get a negative number? Think about it. 10 squared, 10 cubed, 10 to the 5th, 10 to the 18th. That's going to be huge numbers, right? What about 10 to the half? 10 to the 1/3, 10 to the 1/4. That's like rooting it, right? Is that ever going to give you a negative number? What about a negative? 10 to the negative 2, 10 to the negative 3. What does that do? A fraction. Is anything going to give us a negative number when we raise it up? So this right here is just undefined. You cannot have a negative log. If you do, the answer is just undefined every time. What questions do I have? Common logs we're not going to use as much as we do natural logs. We're going to use natural logs a lot. So a natural log has a base of E. Circle it. E is called the natural log, a log with base E. And it is denoted by ln. You are going to see me always do ln like this with a cursive L. You don't have to, but that's how I do it just because I don't want y'all to get confused with me writing 1 or something like that. The natural log is y equals ln to the x. You could technically write it log base E to the x, but nobody does it that way, but that is the same thing. And the inverse of this is, look up at me please, y equals e to the x. The properties also apply to natural log. ln of 1 is 0. Why? What's your base? E to the 0 power is? Anything to the 0 power is 1. What about ln E equals 1? E to the first power is E. What happens when you have ln and E? They cancel. We technically could have canceled them out right here and we're left with 1. By the way, right here, you're not left with 0. A lot of y'all did that on the test. You're left with 1. And then e to the ln of x is x as well. You can cancel them out. I want you to turn your paper over and do A, B, and C. Go. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. A, B, and C. Time's up. What'd you get for A? Do y'all agree those just cancel and you get 0.73?
Yeah.
B, what'd you get? Do y'all agree those just cancel and you get C? 6, sorry. C, what'd you get? Why? It's undefined. You cannot have a negative. So that's my answer. Do y'all agree we finish those in 10 seconds instead of 30? Easy peasy? Okay. 4. What is the ln of 4? Calculator. We can't do anything but calculator for this. If I plug this into the calculator, I'm going to go down here, scroll until I find ln. You could probably type in ln. And I get 1.39. All right. Questions? That was the easy part of today. Okay? We do have to graph. Now, I'm not saying graphing's hard. I'm just saying that was the easy part. For graphing, if you can graph exponential, you can graph logs. Because logs and exponential are just inverses, which means what do I need to do to the tables? Switch x and y. Remember last unit when I was like, y'all just make a table, just make a table, just make a table. This unit, I'm going to make you make a table. Because you can't do it without them. So, on your homework, by the way, before you leave today, your homework's not due till Monday, but you can do all of the homework starting tonight. I'm just saying, you don't need tomorrow's lesson to do the homework. All right. On your homework, it does say sketch a graph. You are going to need to use graph paper. Okay? So, first things first. How do I graph a log? Figure out what the exponential function, what the exponential inverse is. So I'm going to make this equal y. Do you agree it equals y, but over there? I'm just going to put it right here. And do the loop. What's my loop going to be? What's your base? 2 to the y equals x. 2 to the y equals x. So our base is what here? 2. So I'm going to do expo. And I'm just always going to do -2, -1, 0, and 2. Boys, I'd appreciate it if you just nah, don't talk while I talk. Yeah. All right, what's 2 to the -2? 1 over 4. What's 2 to the -1? 2 to the 0 power, 2 to the first, and 2 squared. Do you also agree 2 to the third will fit on this graph? 2 to the third is what? Now I'm going to show you 3 different tests. By the way, you will be able to see your test. Miss Gandhi still has one person to take it, so as soon as that person takes it, I'll hand back the test. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, I don't know yet. Okay, I want to show you this problem on the test right here. This problem right here, we have this point, -2, 5. She plotted the point, she went through the graph, she got full credit. This student did not plot the point, did not go through it, they got full credit. Is that fine? Yeah, they got full credit. This student did not plot the point, went through it, or clearly didn't go through it, and lost a point. Do you see the difference between my grading here? If a point is on the graph and you go through that value, it needs to go through the point. If it's on the graph but you don't go through it, that's okay. Because you didn't go through the wrong point. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And then if you have it, obviously you're amazing. But I just want you to see the difference between these, because somebody last period asked me right here, they said, what if I didn't plot 3/8? Well, if you didn't plot 3/8, as long as you didn't go through it at the wrong point, you're fine. But if you go through it at the wrong point, I'm going to take off. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Okay. So let me put these in the right class real quick. None of those were y'all's. All right, but I'm not going to graph this. Why not? Because that's the exponential. What do I need to do? Flip the x's and y's to get my log. So 1/4 -2, 1/2 -1, 1 0, 2 1, 4 2, and 8 3. And plot these points, please. Now, because this is the inverse of exponential, what is my asymptote going to do here? It's going to be not on the x, but on the... Okay, it's going to be x equal. No, the other one was horizontal. It's going to be vertical. Yeah, vertical. It's going to be on the y-axis. So my asymptote is x equals 0. What is the domain here? 0 to infinity. Or x such that x is greater than 0. And what's my range? So for exponential, your domain was all real numbers. For a log, your range is all real numbers. For exponential, the parent function was 0 to infinity. For your range, now that's your domain. What questions do I have? Okay. I want you to go right below. Can I move on or not yet? I see a couple people writing. I'll wait. Can y'all go to the graph right below it? Right here, do you agree this is the same function as above? Can you re-sketch this on this graph right here? The same, you're just copying what's up here, right down here. Just re-sketch that, but this time label it f of x. What am I going to do with g of x right here? Say that again. This is going to shift right to. Because it's minus in the parentheses, you do the opposite. And what am I going to shift right to? All the points and the asymptote as well. You're moving the asymptote as well. So literally shift everything right to. All right, can I go on? We okay? All right. Oh, by the way, what is the domain of this function? Of my g of x? The domain is 2 to infinity. And what's my range? I'm not going to write it, but what's the range? All real numbers. Okay. Go back up to example 5b. Go back up. We okay? All right, for this one, we have g of x equals the log base 1/2 of x. If I make this equal y and do my loop, what is this equivalent to? One half to the y equals x. So my base is 1/2. What is 1/2 to the negative 2? 4. 1/2 to the negative 1? 1/2 to the 0? And then do y'all agree 1/2 and 1/4? Am I going to plot those? No. Right, Edwin? Alright, why am I not going to plot these? You have to do the inverse. You have to switch them. And then just plot those points. 4, -2. 2, -1. And what should you not forget? The asymptote. Question. Did your arrow go all the way to the end of the graph over here? If it did, there's another point here. 8, -3. If you did not go hit 8, -3, and your arrow went past it somewhere else, that would be points off. So just be aware of that.
Does it have to go through the whole graph or not?
No, like what I drew would be fine. Like I would accept that. All right, what's my domain? And I'm going to write it, you're right, but I'm going to write it the other way. X such that X is greater than 0. What's my range? And what's my asymptote? X equals 0. All right, last one. Can I move on? All right, last one. We have y equals log of x. Great. How does that help me? What's my base here? 10. So what's the inverse of y equals log of x? 10 to the y. So I am going to plot the points for this. And I'm going to kind of do this fast just because we're running out of time. 10 to the -2 is 1 over 100. 10 to the -1, 10 to the 0, 10 to the first, 10 squared. Do y'all agree we're not going to plot 2 to the 100? Cross it out. We don't need. And are you going to want to plot -2 to the 1/100th? Like, we don't need to do that. So here we're only going to be plotting 3 points. 1/10 -1, 1 0, and 10 1. Does that make sense? Please plot them. Don't forget your asymptote. And please make sure this does not look like a sharp corner, a sharp turn. It should still, that turn should still be curvy. If yours looks like a 90-degree angle, you need to erase it and make it curvy. All right, what is this g of x? What is g of x doing here? I'm going to write reflect, but yes, reflecting across what? The x-axis, and what else is it doing? Going up 1. It doesn't matter which one you do first, but please take those 3 points, reflect them, go up 1. Reflect them, go up 1. Oh, and make sure you have 2 arrows. All right. Your homework, which again is not due till Monday, you can already start if you want. You need graph paper, but it's on the calendar right there.